This is looking way better than we could have ever imagined. The Thunder are fresh off an NBA title, looking to go back-to-back, and still have a king's ransom of first-round picks over the next few years. Those picks for this year is looking more impactful than we could have ever imagined. Welcome into Thunder Digest. I'm Ryan Breeden, and in today's video, we're going to talk about how a contender, not only a contender, but a front-runner like the Oklahoma City Thunder is shaping up to have a top 6, maybe even a top 4 pick in the coming NBA draft here next summer. If you're new to the channel, before we get into our draft content, kind of a strange time to do so, but it is very important as of right now with how a couple of teams are performing early this year, helping out the Thunder by being awful. And thanks. We'll get into that here in a second, but make sure you subscribe if you have not already. Me and Gabriel pumping out content for you guys every single day. On the road to 7,000 subscribers. Maybe even try to hit 8K by the All-Star break. We still have a couple of months to do that. Let's show everybody why we are the very best fan base in the NBA. Go ahead and smash the subscribe button. It is completely free. But in today's video, we're going to talk about how it's possible that the Oklahoma City Thunder could end up with a top 5 pick in the NBA draft. And I say could, but it feels very likely right now. And it starts with these 4 picks right here. The Thunder still have a plethora of picks over the next 3 seasons. 14 picks for between now and 2028 to be exact. Obviously, you can't keep all those picks because the Thunder won't have enough roster spots with everybody you have locked up for your future. But these 4 picks right here that do have some caveats with them that we'll get over in today's video will absolutely help the Thunder shape this roster for the future, help you replace role players that you won't be able to keep once their contracts expire, and just continue to feed that well-oiled machine that is the Oklahoma City Thunder. Sam Presti, an absolute genius, and it all starts with that trade with the Los Angeles Clippers, where you got 5 first-round picks, and the MVP, the best player on the planet, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, for Paul George, who ended up being damaged goods and still hasn't had a full season to date from 2018 on through now. So these 4 picks right here, I'll give you a second to look over those. Houston Rockets, Los Angeles Clippers, Philadelphia 76ers, and Utah Jazz. As it stands right now, 3 of those teams were potentially going to be bottom, or I guess middle of the pack teams in the NBA. The Utah Jazz, for sure, that top 8 protected pick didn't look super promising. But the way some things have unfolded, especially with the unprotected pick that you see there second down the list, the Los Angeles Clippers. Let's talk about LA a little bit. LA, the team that really helped the Thunder get this rebuild done in as quick of time as you did, made the playoffs year 1 after the trade, where you end up getting Danilo Gallinari, you bring Chris Paul over, you've got Shai, who's in his second year, and all those picks in the future. One of those picks which you used to draft Jalen Williams, J-Dub, who's now a superstar. We're still waiting for him to play this season, but the picks just keep on coming, and it continues this year. That pick is entirely unprotected. What that means is whether the Clippers end up with the worst record in the NBA or one of the best, I think it's going to be closer to the latter than it will be the former. You get that pick no matter what. Now, as for the Rockets pick, that's top 4 protected. So if the Rockets were to finish in the top 4, or I guess the bottom 4 of the NBA and end up with a top 4 pick, they get to keep that. Same goes for the 76ers. And then the Utah Jazz is top 8. Now, I'm not going to hold my breath and think that the Thunder have a chance of getting that pick from the Utah Jazz. I would assume the Jazz will end up top 4, maybe even top 3 come the end of the season. But who doesn't enjoy going over to Tankathon and clicking Sim Lottery a couple times to see where things end up? Well, you see the Thunder logo right there at 6th. That is because the LA Clippers are 3-7 to start the season and have a 5-game losing streak in their hands right now, giving them currently the 6th best odds to be the number 1 pick or have a top 4 pick in the NBA. 9% chance to have the number 1 pick. If the Clippers continue to lose, that is a very good thing for the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Thunder own the entire rights to that draft pick, and with that, a lot of things obviously can be done. And so the Thunder right now would be projected to get pick 6, pick 19, and pick 24. The Thunder, I'm sure you're probably saying, wait, I thought there was 4 picks in there, plus the Thunder's own. Well, the way this works out, if the pick is top 8 for Utah, they would keep that pick. It would then switch over to 2 second-round picks for next year that the Thunder would get as a result of this. And then you see this little note down here at the bottom. Least favorable of Houston, Oklahoma City, and Los Angeles heads to Washington. So the way this will work, the most likely scenario the Thunder will end up with 3 first-round picks this year, and it will be their own, you would think. If the Thunder end up going back to the finals again, the Thunder's pick at pick 29 or pick 30 would go to the Wizards, and the Thunder would keep the Rockets pick, so long as the Rockets don't end up as one of the 4 worst teams in basketball, would keep the 76ers pick. The same goes for Philly, who looks very, average right now. They don't look like a bottom 4 team, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And then the Clippers pick. Those seem like the 3 most likely picks for the Thunder. The Clippers right now, a very good chance of that being a top 8 pick. The 76ers, you would think maybe borderline lottery, but Philly right now looking like maybe a playoff team. And then the Rockets, very much a contender in the Western Conference, so that would be a later first-round pick as well. But a lot of the things that go into this beyond just this year, you have a second-round pick from Dallas as well, and then next year you'd have 3 first-round picks and 2 seconds. So a lot of picks coming down the pipe for this Thunder team. But the one that matters the most is that Clippers pick this year. Mock draft from, I guess, yesterday had the Thunder taking Jayden Quaintance from Kentucky. And with the Thunder's luck with Kentucky guards, may as well try it with a big man here too, right? I mean, add on Jayden Quaintance to go along with Shai, who's one of the best Kentucky graduates ever. Not a graduate, but you know what I'm saying. One of the best Kentucky alumni from their basketball program ever. And then Cason Wallace on the roster as well right now. May as well get a guy that's 6'10", 255, a pro comp to Bam Adebayo, according to this Bleacher Report update. So Jayden Quaintance would be great, but I mean, if the Clippers continue to lose, maybe you give yourself a run at a Peterson from Kansas or at a Cam Boozer from Duke. That would be the best case scenario. Is it incredibly likely? No, but there is absolutely a chance. Things are not going well in LA right now, and it's, this is kind of an article coming out of LA earlier today. Clippers struggles are hard to figure out. And you look at Bradley Beal. He's expected to miss some time with a hip injury. Things don't look great in terms of the whole Kawhi saga either, when they've got their issues with potentially circumventing the cap. I say potentially. The Pablo Torre, his whole investigation that came out, all the documents that they have, it seems fairly concrete. But the NBA is going with their investigation right now. Some of those punishments could be very bad for the Clippers. Big-time fines, obviously, forfeitures of draft picks in the future, but then also potentially having to void Kawhi's contract now, and he'd become a free agent. And now, I don't know if that's the likely scenario here, but there's a lot of things that are very negative on the horizon for this Los Angeles Clippers team. A team that's not winning right now, that's 3-7, and has a lot of negative momentum. Now, Gilbert Arenas seems to think that the NBA won't punish Kawhi or the Clippers, but I don't know if I'm going to trust Gilbert Arenas. I don't think he's probably the best source for honesty and integrity. Anyway, we'll move on from that. The Thunder don't have the best luck in terms of lottery odds. We know what happened in the draft with Josh Giddey. The Thunder had the 4th best odds of being the number 1 overall pick, having a top 4 pick. The Thunder ended up with the 6th pick that year. Last year, the Thunder had several chances to be high up in that lottery. The 76ers, they had a top 4 protected pick. The Sixers had the 7th best odds of being in the top 4, ended up jumping up to number 3. So things didn't work out great for the lottery last year. The Thunder haven't had very good lottery luck in general. The Mavericks, they've got a whole lot going on right now. They got Cooper Flagg. They're going to have a new general manager, so good for them, I guess. But the Thunder haven't had the best luck with the draft lottery. Now, with that being said, there is a very high chance that you do end up with a very good pick because of the Clippers, who right now have the 6th worst record in basketball. The Wizards absolutely are tanking to get Darryn Peterson. The Pacers have a chance to get somebody like a Cam Boozer. The Nets are just a horrible team. I wouldn't expect for this Clippers pick that the Thunder own to be a top 4 pick. I really wouldn't. That's not my expectation. My expectation is that this could end up with right around where it's at now. You end up with pick number 6, pick number 8, pick number 9. I see this being a top 10 pick. Whether the Clippers want to win or not right now, I just don't think they have it in them. I saw a stat when the Thunder played LA a couple weeks ago that Alex Caruso, who is the oldest player on the Thunder, is younger than the average age of the Clippers roster. So they've got the whole senior center retirement home thing going. James Harden's having to try to carry. It's not 2019 anymore. Bradley Beal is injured. Kawhi Leonard has all his stuff going on. So things don't shape up very well for the Clippers, which makes things shape up very well for the Thunder. I'm curious, let me know what you think down below. Do you have high hopes for this pick? Because things obviously are getting very real very fast. The Clippers were a playoff team last year, and do you think the Clippers will be able to bounce back? Obviously, still a lot of time left, still only an eighth of the way through this season. Do you think the Clippers bounce back and this ends up being a non-lottery pick? Do you think the Clippers continue to struggle and have this negativity around them? Do the Thunder end up with a top 10 pick, a top 8 pick? Do you think the Thunder have a chance at getting a top 4 pick? Do you have a chance to get Cam Boozer? Let me know what you think down below of that as well. In the meantime, though, I think we're all going to be doing the same thing. You know, once every week, once every 2 weeks, go over to Tankathon, kind of see how things are shaping up over there. It's always good to feed our delusions. I mean, why not, right? Thunder have earned that. This rebuild, if you want to even call it that, because it was so fast, it's just incredible what the Thunder have been able to do, what Sam Presti's been able to do, stacking the first-round picks, hitting on most of those first-round picks, and continuing to build and feed this machine that is just unstoppable for the Thunder. We've had videos in the past, if you want to look at those. Our most recent video talking about Ajay Mitchell, a video before that talking about trying to figure out what players to keep around between Isaiah Hartenstein, Cason Wallace, Dort, Alex Caruso. It's going to be tough to keep those 4 guys around, but when you have picks like this potentially shaping up for you, it helps you see what Sam Presti's idea is, which is to build around your core 3 that you have re-signed to a long extension, Shai, Chet, and J-Dub, and then build with players through the draft, continue to feed with the young talent, and just continue to be as competitive for as long as you possibly can. So, again, let me know what you guys think down below. What do you think about the Thunder's chances to get one of those picks? Things looking very good right now. We'll update you on this and more as well on the channel. Thunder playing against the Warriors tonight, a back-to-back with the Warriors and Lakers. We'll have thoughts on that as well, but we'll see you guys next time here on Thunder Digest.